Thanks so much for purchasing the treehouse. We love this treehouse, but the city made us take it down, so our loss is your gain. Now, this particular house can be built in kind of a wide range of trees as long as there's a clean trunk from the ground up to probably at least about 9 feet high. So here's all the equipment here laid out for you. This is how you would have picked it up. And we want to get started by letting you know how this thing can be built. All right, we're going to start out with the girders. The girders are the 2 long boards that have the joist hangers on top of them. On each end, there's kind of a bit of a snake head. You're going to place these. They have to be the same height on both sides and centered up together. And you're going to bolt them onto the tree. These are the first steps. Next thing you're going to add are the supports. And basically, you can lap these on top of each other. But you're going to bolt them onto the girder and then bolt them onto the tree down below like this. Once you have the main girders in place, you want to put the 2 longest joists on either side of the tree going perpendicular to the girder. This is going to create the other side, the 2 extra sides of the platform. In order to keep everything organized, we divided up the whole treehouse into 4 quadrants and labeled everything accordingly. So you'll see girder 1 is on side A, and then we're going to go side B directly to the right of that. And then you want to think of it, side C is opposite of side A. And then the last one, of course, is going to be side D. And we've labeled everything. There's the rim joists, yep. We've labeled everything accordingly so that things can stay organized. You want to think about the rim joist as the part that goes around essentially the joist that goes around the full outside. There's girder 2, side C. So the 2 girders are side A and side C, and then perpendicular to that is going to be sides B and sides D. And then the joists start on side D, the number that goes rim joist, and then joist 1, joist 2, joist 3, joist 4, all the way across. That's how you're going to keep track of them. So they go from side D to side B across the top of the girders. So you're going to lay all the joists on first and then put the rim joist around and screw it to it. Now, just a quick reminder, there's a couple places where there might be a joist that's kind of split in half, and so you're going to have an A part and a B part. Right here, you see the rest of the supports. So there's a support, 2 supports for each side. There's going to be 1A, 2A, 1B, 2B, 1C, 2C, all the way around. And they are all labeled accordingly, so you can know which ones go where. So you got an idea of where the joists are going to go, where the supports are going to go, and how everything is laid out. I've tried to do things in an orderly fashion so you can understand, like G2 is girder 2, J5, joist 5. We've tried to make sure that you understand they're up where they should be up. And also, we've traced around where the joist hangers are with Sharpie so that you'll know where to put them to keep things centered. Now, around the rim joist, you'll see we've marked things and placed like a J8 for joist 8, where they meet up with the rim joist, J7, and so on. And that is to help keep things organized and help square things up when you're actually attaching the joist, because it's on an angle, to the rim joist, on the outside edge there. One last thing about the rim joist, you'll see that there's an A, and where it attaches to the other rim joist, A goes with A. And then as you go around the rim joist, you'll see that there's another one here. There's a rim joist that's the inside of it, and where they meet up, you're going to see that there's a marking along there. And this is just to kind of keep things organized on the rim joist. It'll tell you where to match them up. Let's talk about the deck boards. So the decking numbers start on side C, and they're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 all the way up to the other side, and they're all labeled. You'll see that now where it says like 9A, 10A, 11A. Basically, that's where you've got partial boards because the tree blocks them from being a complete board all the way across. And if you've got like 11A1, 11A2, that just means that this board is split and it's got several pieces. And so just make sure to line those up so that you split the joint on the joist. And here's the other side, 9B, 11B, 12B, all that sort of thing. And then in 14 starts with the whole board again, and so on as you get all the way through to the end of side A. They're all numbered all the way up there. Here's a quick view of how things looked around our tree. They might not look exactly the same around your tree because your tree might be a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller. Also kind of how the ladder lines up for us. Your ladder might need to be a little bit longer. She might need to adjust it a little bit. But that's kind of the view. You can also cut more opening in boards if you need to make them fit a larger tree, if that's the case. Okay, the last step is to put the handrails on. So what we're going to do is put the posts on first. All the posts are labeled post 1, post 2. You'll see those marked on both the rim joist and on the post. And what I'm doing here is I'm using a socket driver on one side, on a impact driver, and a regular ratchet and socket on the other. And then go ahead and bolt those on, and you make sure that they're plumb as well because you have to adjust that a little bit. Once you have all the posts attached, you'll see that the handrails are all labeled and marked. And so like the 1 and 2, there's the 3 and 4, and basically that starts and goes all the way around the handrails. Now the way we built it, we didn't have any pickets on here, so we've just got a top handrail, and we've got a bit of a gap between the final posts, and that's because we had a zip line coming out of there. You may want to close that in. I would recommend putting pickets in. If you're going to have small kids up there, that can be really helpful and to keep the kids safe as well. Then we just screw those down to the top of the post. Here's a view of the handrails on the top, a view from the top. So everything is labeled, everything is numbered. It should be pretty easy to put back together. Here's one last view of the treehouse from underneath, just to kind of give a little perspective of how things are set up, if you need like another peek at it. I will just say, if you are not handy, this might not be the project for you. You definitely want to bring somebody in who understands how to set screws and how to use a driver. We're going to be using some pretty big screws on this, and it's going to take a little bit of skill level to do that. All right, good luck to you, and I hope you guys enjoy for many years to come.